Policy Directive Delhi 2025-2035 Viksit-Delhi 2047 First track. Two-day workshop IBCM Ethical OS. Corporate MOM, Corporate Management Orbiter Mission.
Copyright Corporate MOM, Corporate Management Orbiter Mission.
Substance over simulation. In an era where simulation masquerades as governance and automation is mistaken for wisdom, IBCM offers a different path. This is not a manifesto of resistance. It is a manifesto of radiance, where governance is not simulated but substantiated. Executive summary. I am pleased to present here a two-day workshop for NCT Delhi, National Capital Territory, Delhi. Purpose: to equip senior NCT Delhi state leadership with IBCM Ethical OS framework, a quantum governance technology that transforms vision documents into actionable strategies, enabling NCT Delhi to achieve its declared Viksit-Delhi 2047 targets in alignment with ViksitBharat 2047. First day session is for NCT Delhi to present Delhi Industry Policy 2025-2035. Participants present operational challenges and innovations. Jairam engages each case with ethical judgment, where their right align with SOS Governance, where they drift ethical gaps or inefficiencies. Final verdicts by IBCM Tech with actionable insights. Second day, Session 1, an activity-based cost management. Corporate atomic principle, bringing science to management of operations. Session 2, HACCP of quantum computing. Hazard analysis and critical control points of quantum computing. Executive summary, quantum computing, Schrodinger's cat analogy, double slit experiment, management implications, AI versus quantum computing, IBCM technology. Session 3, SOS Governance Standards. Case study, M&M and RIL Reliance. Session 4, Budgeting for Roadmap of India 2047. GDP, GSDP, GDP, and play like ODI. Also will be included GNH, Gross National Happiness Index, to be integrated with GDP for each state, in this case Delhi. And continuing the today workshop. This is what IBCM Ethical OS changing the data set for each company and each industry in the fields of education, health, agriculture, and infrastructure. Similar to playing an ODI cricket match. Not ex post facto, but ex ante. That's the implementation framework for Viksit-Delhi 2047. The two-day workshop starter states, Delhi in particular, to shift from predictive oversight to substantiated governance, considering the dark value we are creating all over. Salient points to note: HACCP of quantum computing as the governance filter. HACCP becomes the slit architecture. Hazard analysis is quantum misuse, for example Ferrari on Bangalore roads. Critical control points, ethical OS triggers. Preventive measures, citation purity, revocation rights. Monitoring systems, collision ethics board. Corrective actions, revocation and reconfiguration. This gels perfectly with SOS Governance, a quantum-aware, ethically filtered operating system for Industry 5.0 revolution. Then, a linear expansion. Corporate has 6 stages of transformation, from an idea to a substance of quality. As Buffett put it, no matter how great the talent or efforts, some things just take time. You can't produce a baby in 1 month by getting 9 women pregnant. $1 trillion investments in data centers are not needed. Quantum governance requires activation, not automation. Activation of human energy. Participants shall come to know how to avoid dark value, estimated at 30 trillion last year, and now possibly 35 trillion because of AI investments. Consequently, focus on AVR delta, accelerated value return, that is optimized return. Then Delhi Sovereign Fund. Then how capital flows into the Delhi Sovereign Fund. Consequently, how societal value redistribution, SVR, funding welfare, innovation and clean industries, transforming industrial clusters to valuation clusters. BSPs, business support professionals. By adopting quantum SOS governance, Delhi will evolve by 2047 from merely being a global business hub into a civilizational licensor of governance purity, licensing to a number of business support professionals. After the intro, the Commissioner of Industry Delhi operations, a deep dive, the one which is elaborated in Delhi Industry Policy 2025-2035. Core pillars are high value sectors. Number 2, venture funding and subsidies. Number 3, business support professionals, BSPs. Infrastructure and operations addresses the scarcity of commercial space by modernizing and redeveloping existing conforming and non-conforming industrial areas, single window clearance, logistics and power. Session 3 in day 1 itself, the Henry Cecil adjudication format, where the participants from NCT Delhi present operational challenges and innovations. Jayaraman engages each case with ethical judgment, where they are right, aligned with SOS governance, where they drift, ethical gaps and inefficiencies. Final verdicts by IBCM Tech with actionable insights. Simulation showcase, session number 4, Panchabhuta mapping of Delhi's energy flows. I'll explain in the next session. Quantum entanglement of GSDP and GNH metrics. Corporate MOM analogy for stability and sustainability. Last session, a wrap up. Summary of day 1 learnings, Delhi feedback and the next steps. Day 2, session 1, IBCM and activity based cost management, a governance mantra. Activity has a cost incidence, AA territory. VC, what I see is what I get. Inactivity, a cost consequence, HA territory. Measure cost consequence now. This is the main principle, the governance axiom that shall be operationalized. Transactional, AI. Every action leaves a ledger trail, P&L, balance sheet, audit log. Non-transactional, HI. Every inaction leaves a societal dent, missed opportunities, delayed justice, unrendered value. IBCM's call. Shift from cost accounting to consequence accounting. measure what wasn't done, what wasn't rendered, what wasn't activated. This reframes governance inertia as a quantifiable liability. It is a perfect philosophical counterweight to bureaucratic delay. Session 2, HACCP of Quantum Computing. After I published this paper, I posted on X inviting quite a number of top techies. Challenge me as I have challenged Schrödinger and Einstein. Grok and XII took the challenge on quantitative and qualitative elements of management. As I give here the executive summary, I remain unchallenged. It continues. All the Grok exchange, what I call the Socratic exchange, nearly 1600 as on today, is available on X for anybody to go and see. Now, coming to the executive summary of quantum computing, it has quantum computing, Schrödinger's cat analogy, double slit experiment, management implications, AI versus quantum computing, and IBCM technology. Next, qubits Trakov entanglement. Qubits is quite funny from what I see. Even Nelekeni was mentioning going for a probability bits. Qubits is being taken to the right angle. Here Trakov entanglement, synthesized and structured. Cortese, quantum entanglement, scientific versus managerial lens. The Trakov entanglement. Entanglement was Schrödinger's name for that. Then I derive from the double slit experiment, management through a quantum lens. Coincide, scientific analogy, double slit experiment, classical versus quantum computing, management implications, and HACCP of quantum computing. This particular one is something very exceptional, and it will remain unchallenged because of this. I'm telling you. AI people have to look at it. Next is Schrödinger's cat in a box analogy, ethics, energy, and organizational impact. I think it's the most important one. This is the one. This particular analytics, quantum computing, has put the whole AI on the top techies right on their spot. This particular one is being, IBCM is being copyrighted, and there is no alternative way of computation. With the result, it is on record. XAI and Grok had agreed for a royalty for doing this work. It's a very interesting one, and AI must have a look at it. It gives the analogy of Schrödinger's cat analogy, Einstein's dilemma, how he was caught, and quantum computing misuse, Ferrari on Bangalore roads. The second slit, energy, force, and ethical impact, organizational applications, and strategic takeaway. The strategic implications for industry. We are talking about Delhi industry clusters, how it could be the basis for converting to valuation clusters. I can only say at this moment, don't miss it. Next session, SOS Governance Standards, case study, M&M and RIL. There are about 316 process blocks on various process areas, out of which only 12 are quantitative, which we show in the balance sheet and P&L. The balance of 304 is qualitative elements management, code of conduct, code of business principles in various areas. When we have the ViksitBharat 2047 and the expectation to have at least about 15% CAGR, each and every company, that is the industry contribution, also should have the 15% CAGR. If any company misses, the totality of ViksitBharat 2047 is a very difficult uptime. So what I've done is that, assuming that it is 15% CAGR for the last 4 years, I analyzed for both M&M and RIL, and compared how they have functioned with our rating system. Panchabhuta rating system is the standards. You fix the standards. And the ROTE, the return on the intangible, EPP, effort per person, is the performance value capital. Analyze what is the rating. The rating is 0 to 5. What the rating that they got, M&M and as well as RIL. RIL is mainly only the earnings I did. M&M and rest of it, all the analysis I have done, fixing the standards as well as what they got. It's a very interesting study and is very crucial and critical. Each and every company, if you look at the industry clusters, what we are mentioning here on the Delhi industry clusters, each and every company that comes under the grace. The grace is governance, responsibility, authority, credibility, and enablement of Delhi NCT Delhi supervision. Have to see that each and every within their own area of interest have to go through this process. This is inevitable. One may find not to do that now, but it has to come, without which we will never have the funding system and various other systems that we are looking for. Creating industry clusters, transforming to valuation clusters. So in this page, I give a couple of them. M&M, this thing, what we call the CREAM report. Corporate governance, risk management, earnings, accounting quality and management quality. Each and every one of the 316 areas are being put into practice. Management quality is very extensive analysis of the board of directors, the committees, SEBI, LODR 17 to 27, and visual mechanism, code of business principles, and commitment to business associates, suppliers, customers, and environment. I must mention M&M's analysis and how they have taken into account, particularly on the MSMEs and the supply chain management, business associates, suppliers, and all that, is par excellence. And this could be the one which guide each and every other company. I'm giving here a link for downloading that documents. SOS Governance Standards, case study M&M and RIL. The third one is risk management internal controls. M&M analytics is very extensive. This is very important and part of the CREAM report, particularly for industry, before they get into increases in the fixed costs for the company. Variable costs, what you call the suppliers management, supply chain management. If we have no control, the company has no control over the cost of production, or the supplies come from a third party. Whereas when we are going to go for AI or the heavy burden on finance costs, becomes a fixed cost. That fixed cost creates this dark value. If AI is going to, some of the companies, what we see, one particular company, just like using the cloud without restriction, in a few days, within a month, we got about $500 million as a charge from cloud. So this is very important. The risk management as to the application of any AI has to be done from the companies, each company. Okay, a company who can afford to create this dark value, whether it's Microsoft or Cloud or NVIDIA, it's up to them. But we are focusing on Delhi. The Delhi part of it, industrial clusters. Many of them are MSMEs. And this is the one which we arrived at, that SOCAM looks into the IPRs, CII looks into the policies, and the FICI looks into the performance value capital. So it becomes very important for Delhi to trigger the operational side of these three associations, because it is very difficult to control each and every industrial cluster directly. So it has to be distributed to various people. That is what I call it as a grace, governance. Responsibility is there, so that individual companies do not go and call for a AI, then billing comes in a few days' time. So Uber case study, which I requested the Delhi to distribute via FICI to all their members, it is very significant in terms of controlling the risk management and the internal controls being established. Then the accounting quality, material accounting policies, M&M analytics is exhaustive. What we have to do is, accountants we have, CAs do that, statutory auditors do that. But if you have seen the case studies, particularly on intangible assets, IAS 38 I wanted to be scrapped. It is not yet going. It is there from 1998, which has contributed to intangible assets of $4.1 trillion not being included in United States. And when I had gone through the several companies here in India, we have this major problem of creating as much as, RAL I said is about nearly 72,000 crores or something intangible assets. If you look at M&M, is about 12,000 crores. Each and every company, this is a non-monetary asset without physical substance. So it has to be scrapped. And that is where I requested ASSOCHAM to come to the picture. What is IPR? How much has to be capitalized, and bring back IAS 9. So accounting quality is a major problem area of a state like NCT Delhi, looks into the industrial clusters not improving at all because of these two areas. That is AI investment, AI utilization, cost going up. The big companies like SAP comes and pushes that their expenses for introducing their SAP, ERP and all that, or inventory management. You have a major fixed cost coming. So fixed cost is your own individual company's responsibility. It is not from the suppliers. You have no control of the supplier's cost, whereas you have the control of the fixed cost of your own company. These are the things creates a dark value. So accounting quality has to be first looked into. Then the proof of corporate governance is in the earnings. This is the only one which is quantitative. If you look at the accounting quality or corporate governance or risk management or management quality, these are all individualistic and it is qualitative. That is the one that takes nearly about 304 process areas. Whereas earnings is proof of corporate governance, comes into the quantitative elements of management, P&L and balance sheet. Take a look how it is being arrived at. There's both intellectual value capital ratings, Panchabhuta ratings, and the performance value capital. And this is going to be very critical. If you're not able to get the 15% CAGR from each and every company, it is not the question of Viksit-Delhi 2047. It is ViksitBharat 2047. If each and every state contribution is very limited, which we see when we put that economic survey on every year, we find not applicable. Very many states are not able to provide the latest information on their GSDP data. It is minimum 3 years old, and we are not getting that particular data as to what is happening around in terms of your economy. And this is very critical, is the credibility of the state. That is what the grace credibility is in terms of pushing, getting these statistics being updated to a current level is important. Budgeting for roadmap of India 2047. When we look at that individual states and GSDP, even though the figures are old, this I picked it up as an illustration. What I'm trying to emphasize here is that we are shifting our focus from M&M and RIL individual companies to state level areas. That is from what is which we can also, if you look at the Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat and all that, each and every one has got several districts. There are about 806 plus districts in India. The development of industry development has to come from the individual state. So the state-wise compilation of information and the statistics from each and every sector is what I'm trying to significantly bring about a change from our methodology of collecting the statistics from the economic department, statistical department. In this context, let me quote Vivek Debroy in response to Minister of Statistics and Program Implementation, critics from inside and outside. Vivek Debroy states, supporters and critics agree on the urgent need for reform in India's statistical system. It is time for the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, MOSPI, to address concerns with the statistical system seriously. So we shall. That's what Vivek said. He passed away also. But our statistical department continue. And this is a very, very important aspect of our human-centric organization being implemented by Ethical OS, which is possible only by human-centric organization. You can't create statistics, say 30 years of statistics of, say, England versus India. Number one is player number 1, player number 2, player number 3, player number 11, who won, and the statistics of what we are trying to compile, the information as to the who won the 5-day test matches or 1-day T20. We, without the names, we will never come to know about Bradman or Sobers or Tendulkar. This is what it is in today, the statistics. What is this? We are talking about Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat. A figure. We do not know of the people. And the people alone will be in a position to bring about a change. The statistical change in terms of bringing CAGR to CDGR, daily growth rate, is what IBCM Ethical OS has come about. Take a look, which we'll discuss during the today workshop. This is Gujarat State GSDP 2030-31, target 1.5 trillion with the ethical OS toward Viksit Gujarat 2047. This particular one I prepared somewhere in January 2026 when I visited Ahmedabad, on the basis of how they have prepared Agenda Gujarat 2035. Here I would like to mention of what it is 1.5 trillion in 2030 and what it is today $265 billion. Before going into how it is being enacted with a play like ODI part of it, let me tell you that this one basic statistics which I prepared for 1.5 trillion in 2020 actually when I visited Ahmedabad, and in my page that is a website ibcm.in is the most sought out area which I had put it is 1.5 trillion blueprint economy, food per person, EPP and GDP and GNH. Quite a number of countries from where there have been a good views, and many of them, of course, United States, India is number 2, United States is number 1, China number 3 in terms of descending order. But if you look at the number of other countries like Philippines, Iraq, Bangladesh, Colombia, Cambodia, Nigeria, Chile, and Peru, Bahrain, Portugal, South Africa, Brazil, Lithuania, Finland, Romania, Kosovo, Ukraine, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Greece, Zambia, Uzbekistan, Oman, Egypt, Denmark, Albania. If you look at the small countries which have shown interest in this particular page of blueprint, $1.5 trillion, we are talking about economy, individual country's economy, GDP. What is now for the Delhi GSDP, which I had analyzed for Gujarat. Gujarat was $265 billion, and at the same time South Korea is already $1.5 trillion. So there is a comparative analysis if you look at Gujarat as well as South Korea in terms of demography, in terms of number of people, there is a population, and the industry and various sectors, and is comparative analysis, whereas in industry South Korea has gone far ahead, already 1.5 trillion they had achieved. We are trying to do for a state. How to do it for a state? When I analyze, if you look at it, each and every one of them, like agriculture, industry, the mining, trade, repairs and services, real estate, financial services, public administration, everything. So these are the things that are very important. And the interest that is being shown by small countries for this particular methodology of adopting 1.5 trillion blueprint is very critical in our approach to IBCM Ethical OS. I will explain that during the today workshop. Here I'll tell you about the play like an ODI, human-centric organization. Like FPCs, we are talking about agriculture. FPCs and FPOs, the corporate governance that we have, is an amazing number of FPOs that we have in India. And agriculture can come very easily if you put at the human-centric organization. If you look at that down below, the aim statistics are the best. A farmer's contribution relates to a FOO figure given on a ODI tracking system. A single farmer, a single produce, we can connect to what we are giving as a statistics to FAO. That is how it has been developed, and that is how I am giving it to you. Take a look. Also, this is a page which I had given for GSDP Gujarat Agenda 2035. Take a look on that. We will discuss during today's workshop. Continuing with the same, session 4, Action Plan 2047. We shift our focus now on GDP projections for India in 2030-31 across agriculture, industry and services sectors, includes Gujarat state GSDP. So if you look at these things, we can, from an individual company, have the same what I call the UCC, Uniform Corporate Code, that enables with your Panchabhuta rating system and the return on the intangible, that is EPP, effort per person, you are able to build a complete analysis, and you can collate the information very easily. That is between any industry, sectors, agriculture to industry, we can combine together. Because it's the effort per person we are putting it. Optimized level of performance, who does it? So comparative analysis of say Deloitte to that of HPCL, you can very easily do that. This is because the effort with regard to what is expected out of each and every company is that one, and how the effort is being put by a human-centric organization becomes very relevant. What we are now, the industries and governments are trapped in short-term 3-year ERP cycles. The tools they use to manage their businesses are fundamentally designed for quarterly profits and immediate oversight. You cannot just plan a 20-year civilizational shift using software that panics if a 3-month target is missed. So this is important, and we will discuss that. We have to create how we are going to reach out to 2031. In the case of Delhi is 25-35. Make a target for 2030. Then 2035 becomes easy. Then 2047 becomes much easier. And we are in a totally different civilizational era. While we discuss grace for Delhi NCT, governance, responsibility, authority, credibility, and enablement. It is a coalition partner. That is, a government becomes a coalition partner for the industrial sectors, and that requires a leadership. I did one study on Seoul University that gives a detailed analysis. IBCM Ethical OS, Politics 2.0, HI Revolution. That is, as on today, we have a Politics 1.0, that is, democracy has come. But we have not yet gone beyond that 1.0. So we have Operation Courage, is corporate universities revitalizing advanced global economy. That is courage. Industry 5.0 meets Politics 2.0. That is a small study I did for myself while I was there, met the Seoul leadership. This is about from Matsushita's elite leadership to India's mass ethical literacy. A proposal case study of Seoul University, ethical leadership for Gujarat's future. So it gives an interesting analysis of what ought to be from the government side, particularly when we are talking about RFP. This is a major area that any government has to look into, how the requests for proposals are coming through and calling for the tenders, and how it is being done, in order that we got to meet our targets. That is Bharat 2047, ViksitBharat 2047. This is a critical area in which every state has to take a good look. We will discuss. My closing remarks. Delhi must not be a passive consumer of AI pricing shocks. By embedding quantum office, DVR and AVR, Delhi safeguards its workforce avoids token deficit pitfalls, and leads Industry 5.0 as a civilizational licensor. To summarize, I'm giving this chart of Delhi's path to industrial sovereignty, from AI costs panic to Industry 5.0 leadership. There are three major areas for immediate action, for strategic mandates, and a long-term mission. Long-term vision is the most important. That is where Delhi state has to take the lead. Delhi leads, Delhi builds, and that's what we said about this as a proof of concept state, because every other state is waiting for it. If Delhi succeeds, all India succeeds. IBCM technology, I 4.0, now I 5.0 leads to the paradigm shift. Troika of entanglement. Number one, IBCM technology, the licensor. Number two, tech provider, the licensee. And then a domain expert and the beneficiaries. That is number three. I 5.0 is not an upgrade of 4.0. It's a reset of the ethical operating system. Number one, start SOS Governance DD, due diligence, by IBCM Tech. Simulations by the tech provider. Then adoption by domain expert, the beneficiary. Then feedback comes. It's a cycle. Corporate norm, corporate management orbiter mission. Looking at the core pillars of Viksit-Delhi 2025-2035, the one area is business support professionals. I think it's a brilliant idea. If Delhi formally adopts the IBCM Ethical OS as mandatory SOS governance standard for state-backed hubs, licensor of governance purity. There is it's called quantum impurity is there, which we want to remove, the dark values, and quantum purity is what governance we are talking about. We are adopting quantum SOS governance. Delhi will evolve by 2047 from merely being a global business hub into a civilizational licensor of governance purity. We will export ethical governance frameworks to advanced economies, turning industrial growth into lasting societal equity. This is what I am trying to emphasize here. We are holding the quantum key. Quantum key is with India, and it is not there in Western countries. Definitely not there in United States. They'll never get it. If you go through, we will discuss about what Planck has done on consciousness, or David Bohm had talked about the implicate order. We will discuss everything, and this is the confidence every Indian must have, that we are holding the most powerful qubits of quantum computing. They do not have. That's the reason why they are ready to pay the royalty for any of our atoms. So BSPs create the business support professionals, chartered accountants, cost accountants, IT guys, industrial guys, from various sectors. The governance is the most important. We are talking only of the object governance, whereas here in ethical OS we are talking of the subject governance, and that becomes very crucial for implementation of any project. That comes through many of these BSPs. Delhi is, as they have stated, not like other states. They have specifically stated for create this business support professionals. I congratulate them and make it happen.